Hi, I'm Nathaniel, and this is my submission for the TiDB Hackathon, Agentic Hackathon. And I'm currently working on Resume AI, and I'm very passionate about this project. Essentially, this is a resume agentic AI helper for when you're applying to jobs during the job season and so on and so forth. And how this works essentially is that using the TiDB backend database service, where I'm using MySQL connector with Python to add my experiences and my background and my information to the database, which then translates into being able to use as background context or things that the AI can retrieve from. And then it would generate responses for when I'm applying to these internships and so on and so forth during the season. So I can walk you through what that looks like. So for example, so using this form, in this workflow, the first step is to add experiences using this form. And when we go through this, we can fill out this form, and then when we add to the database, we can see that the experience was added here. So when the database is done, essentially it's the same process of just a standard process of just adding to the database. And as you can see, I've added three things through the form, and it fills out all these details here. And yeah, so we're able to see the technologies, the description of each, and so on and so forth. And then what we want to do is let's say we want to start applying for a job. So for example, we have this. Um, Once it loads, we have another form here that we want to apply for. I've already done a form here, but for demo purposes, I'll walk through this one. So I have this job position. It's no longer available, so just for security purposes, what I want to do is I'm going to go through. I'm going to say job title is software engineer. Um, excuse me, software engineer. Job link. This is just for self documentation purposes, not necessary, but there it is. Company name Microsoft. Um, Salary min, salary max. We can add that if we like. But if it's not available here, it's not. Oh, there it is. So salary min would be this one. Just for self for your own purposes, if you want to keep track of that as well. Um, and we can also add other fields that we want to keep track of and things. And so this is in Redmond, so we want to add that as well. Is there a better? Yep, no, this is Redmond, and we're applying on this date. Let's say we are planning to apply for it. We don't necessarily have a contact here, but yeah. So now we want to, let's say, add these descriptions or responsibilities and overview and qualifications, and all this can just go in here. The more information it has, obviously, the better. And then, so next steps is I want to apply. This is for, again, for our notes and for our purposes. In the future, I want to maybe make this a workflow, maybe just document automatically updated here. But yeah, so now we can just add it to the database. These are not required fields. Um, Once that's done, once it's refreshed, I believe it should be added to the database, and we can check that it's been added to the database because when we prepare the thing here, it should be good to go. Yeah, so as you can see, applications, and now this is the first thing I tried, but now we have this application, and now we can update or delete the application, update the status of the application, and so on and so forth. So let's say I'm still planning to apply for the software engineering position. I have the link, I have the salary min, salary max, and the description and everything that comes with it. So now what we want to do is answer some questions. So if, let's say, I'm applying for the position, and I want to answer some questions for myself or for that form, to fill out like certain forms in there. For example, a common question would be like, "Why do you want to work here?" or things of that nature. Now, what we want to do is we can go through here. We are still planning to apply. So this is the application that we're looking to get more help on. Um, if it loads, one thing is I'm also working on trying to make this more efficient, trying to make this faster. So let's see. So now what we can do is we can go. Okay, so help me answer this question. What qualifies me to work in this position at Microsoft? And before we submit, I I want to note that we're using the Gemini API and we're using a certain API key. In the future, when I do end up publishing this, I do want it to be more accessible. We can also use the Olama local services as well, but for now, for demo I mean, for we could also run it through the Olamas now, but we know it's running from Gemini's proper source. So now we can send the application in. Now we can send the question to the API or to the LLM API, and now it's going to run through the service, and then it's going to take a minute to properly send the response. It's looking through the database and it's identifying like what we're trying to do. And then once we help answer this question, it takes a minute to process what. So the first response is for this specific. It's noted that this is running, and then now once this prompt goes in, it says it's noted. Let the application, it's being detected. And then once that's done, perfect. We're able to see that the application runs properly, and it's showing me relevant experiences, the growth mindset, and how it's and using all of my experiences that I've added in the past to answer this question. So yeah, that is the soul of this project. That is that is why this is the main objective of this project, is I feel like it's been fulfilled. In the future, I want to make the prompts a little better, and I want to keep improving this, and I want to make this publicly available as a tool that everyone can use for their job applications in the future as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. Also, thank you for the opportunity to do this hackathon, and I've had really tons of fun working on this project. And yeah.